You are waking up tired every single morning. Your workouts feel like a waste of time, and that drive you used to have is completely gone. You aren't just getting older. You are being chemically castrated by your environment, and you probably don't even know it. I realized this the hard way, but my blood work came back with the testosterone levels of an 80-year-old man, despite me hitting the gym 5 days a week. It wasn't until I cut out 7 specific silent killers from my life that my numbers tripled in today. I am going to expose exactly what they are so you can stop the bleeding before it is too late. The first destroyer was something I touched every single day. Thermal receipts and plastics. It sounds like a conspiracy theory until you look at the data on These are xenoestrogens, compounds that mimic estrogen in your body and tell your brain to stop producing testosterone. Every time I drank from a hot plastic water bottle left in the car, or handled a shiny receipt, and then ate food with my hands, I was microdosing myself with estrogen. I immediately switched to glass containers, stopped touching receipts, and filtered my tap water. Because modern water supplies are often contaminated with birth control runoff that standard filters just don't catch. Then I had to confront the second killer, which was my healthy diet that was actually destroying my gut. I was eating massive amounts of processed seed, oils, canola, soybean, and sunflower oil. These oils are highly inflammatory, and inflammation is the direct enemy of Leydig cells, the cells in your nether regions responsible for producing testosterone. When your body is fighting systemic inflammation from these oxidized fats, it shuts down hormone production to prioritize survival. I swapped everything for butter, ghee, tallow, and olive oil, and the brain fog vanished within a week. The third thing was the most difficult to quit, but it was non-negotiable. Alcohol. We are told a glass of wine or a beer is fine. But alcohol is a toxin that increases the conversion of testosterone into estrogen through a process called aromatization. Even moderate drinking was tanking my sleep quality, preventing me from hitting the deep REM cycles where hormones are actually replenished. I stopped drinking completely for 90 days, and the difference in my physique was more drastic than any workout program I had ever done. Speaking of sleep, that was number 4. I used to think grinding on 4 hours of sleep was a badge of honor, but I was wrong. Your body produces the vast majority of its testosterone during sleep. If you are cutting your sleep from 8 hours down to 5, studies show you can reduce your daytime testosterone levels by up to 15% in just 1 week. I started taping my mouth shut at night to force nasal breathing and blocked out every single photon of light in my bedroom. If you aren't waking up with morning wood, your sleep hygiene is failing you, and your hormones are paying the price. Number 5 was chronic cortisol elevation. Testosterone and cortisol have an inverse relationship. When stress goes up, testosterone goes down. I was constantly checking my phone, doom-scrolling news, and spiking my dopamine and cortisol from the moment I woke up. This keeps your body in a fight-or-flight mode where reproduction and muscle building are not a priority. I forced myself to do 20 minutes of sunlight exposure in the morning without my phone to reset my circadian rhythm and lower that morning cortisol spike. The 6th destroyer was my body fat percentage. I was bulking too hard and carrying too much visceral fat around my waist. Fat cells are not just storage. They are active hormonal factories that produce an enzyme called aromatase, which, again, turns your hard-earned testosterone into estrogen. It is a vicious cycle. Low testosterone makes you fat, and being fat lowers your testosterone. I had to cut the calories, fast intermittently, and get my body fat under 15% to stop this hormonal conversion. Finally, the 7th thing that destroyed my testosterone was a lack of competition and victory. This sounds psychological, but it is biological. This is the winner effect. When you win at something, whether it's a heavy lift, a business deal, or a competitive sport, your testosterone spikes. I was living a comfortable, sedentary, safe life. I had to reintroduce struggle. I started lifting heavier, taking cold plunges to shock my system, and actually competing in things again. Your body will not produce high energy for a low energy life. If you cut these 7 things out, you aren't just changing your health, you are changing your entire reality.